in general are already inclined to enjoy material sense gratification and so on, to present the truths of material existence in such a way that people would be attracted towards spiritual life. You see. So in Mahabharata and other typical Vedic literatures, there's a kind of compromised mood where it displays, it talks about the activities of the great Kshatriyas and as a kind of eulogizing the Kshatriyas. And because of this, people may get the idea that this Kshatriya mood or the mode of passion is the actual goal or the actual aim of the Vedas and try to emulate that, you see. But most people don't have the qualifications that the great Kshatriyas had. After all, that was before the start of the Kali Yuga. And all of these Kshatriyas, even though they may have had so much appetite for material enjoyment, they had gone to Gurukula and studied with the Brahmanas when they were young. And so they also had spiritual knowledge. You see, it wasn't like Kshatriyas nowadays. So when people that read these stories, then naturally they try to imitate. And because of this, they become entangled in material enjoyment and they fall down. To contrast this, read Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, the Bhagavad Purana, which talks about complete renunciation and pure devotional service from the very beginning. See, this is the actual standard to which we must aspire. And when we do that, then we get freed from this entanglement of matter and we can approach the supreme destination through the process of self-realization. That's the real message of the Vedas. Unvarnished truth, straight truth without any devices, without any embellishments. And that's what we're meant to study when we study Vedas. And the pure devotees all agree that this is the actual method, or this is the actual message of the Vedas. Any other questions? No? Maybe?
This day and age, everyone's Shudra, aren't they? But in this day and age, everyone is Shudra.
Yeah, it's said in the Vedas, Kalau Shudra Sambhava. Everyone in Kali Yuga is born Shudra. So unless they go through the process of qualifying themselves for a higher occupational duty, then they're only qualified to be workers. And we see this is true. Even people born in so-called Brahmin families are taking jobs or taking government service. In India, there's a whole class of people that accept they call themselves Brahmanas, but they work for the government. Or they work in jobs or in business. So Krishna says in Bhagavad-gītā, Chatur Varnyam Maya Shrishtam, Guna Karma Vibhagasaha. I created these 4 divisions of occupational duties based on guna and karma, quality and work. He does not say anything about birth. So if someone is born in a Brahmana family, but then they manifest the qualification of a Shudra, working for the government is considered a Shudra job, or working in someone else's business, then they're Shudra. But who is actually detaching themselves from material sense gratification and teaching the process of self-realization? They are Brahmanas, even though they may be born in a different kind of family or brought up in a different culture or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's the guna and the karma that determines the varna. Any more?
We were talking about the hearts in terms of varnashram dharma. So it's pretty obvious that brahmanas are very soft-hearted.
They should be. Yeah.
And kshatriyas have this golden heart.
Yeah.
Is there any other relationship in regards to Vaishyas and Shudras?
Well, Vaishyas and Shudras both have more mode of ignorance. See, the Kshatriyas are supposed to be in the pure mode of passion. The Vaishyas are in the mixed mode of passion and ignorance, and the Shudras are in ignorance. So that's why they can't control their senses, why they can't be independent. They have to work for somebody else. They don't want to take responsibility, and so on. So you could say their hearts have become so hard that they have become contaminated, just like gold mixed with some base metals like iron or brass or something like
Iron
that.
heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty bad. Let's see. There's a question from Prasad. Dear Babaji, if we are confused as to what our guna is, who determines what our actual guna
Why
is?
be confused? Krishna is giving all that knowledge in Bhagavad-gītā.
And
You
then-
know the guna by the activities. The karma reveals the guna. So if a person is breaking the four regulative principles, then they can't be in the mode of goodness. They have to be in the mode, they're covered by the mode of ignorance. To the degree that they're breaking the principles, they're covered by ignorance. To the degree that they become pure, they're cultivating goodness. And to the degree that they attain self-realization, they're in the transcendental mode.
He asks, can guna change in our lifetime?
It can, but you have to be very dedicated and accept a lot of disciplinary, purificatory activities. It's just like if you have some disease and you go to the doctor, you have to take the treatment and the medicine. If you don't take the prescription as directed by the doctor, then you can't get well. So most people don't have the determination to follow the instructions given in scriptures. Scripture is saying, don't do this, don't do that, don't eat meat, don't have illicit sex life, don't take intoxication, don't gamble, don't speculate, accept a guru, chant the holy name, perform so many spiritual activities and service and karma yoga, and give up the results of your activities in service to the Lord, and so on and so on and so on. But very few people actually do all these things. And so they can't overcome the gunas. They remain trapped in the material existence. Of course, any degree that one can perform these activities is good for him. But of course, the best thing is to follow the path completely. That's what we're recommending. Okay? That sounds pretty high. Maybe G? A. A. Put the mic toward the harmonium. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlada Hlada Dayine. Prahlada Hlada Dayine. Hira Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha
Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha
Shilatam Kana Kalaye
Shilatam Kana Kalaye
Ito Nrsimho Parato